everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name's Nicole. If you're old, welcome back. And today is a little book tag which I have found exists on YouTube, and I found a few that look like fun, and they're like months old if not older. And sorry, my air just kicked on, so you're just gonna hear that. And my makeup's looking slightly gothy today, really fall for some reason, because this look was supposed to be more red, but it turned brown on me, so yeah, whatever. So I thought I'd do, and I have a sheet so I remember what they were, the topics of it. It are books I'll never read, or probably will not ever read. I can pretty much guarantee you I probably won't read these. Okay. But it has like 5 different categories, and you're supposed to choose a book of each. And I like how some people could like pop up a picture. Yeah, I'm not technologically advanced. No, editing just bugs me. I was trying to figure out. No, my videos are all unedited, but I actually have them on my shelf. If you don't know, if you didn't watch my book collection tour, which is probably like 2 months old, and I know I have like over 900 books now. I did have like 850. I am a bibliophile. I love books. I collect books. That I will buy books I don't have any intention of reading ever, and also books I'll find an author I like, and then I'll just go and buy everything they've ever written, or try to find most of what they've written, you know. So I have a lot of these on my shelf, so let's get started. The first one is a really hype book you're not interested in reading. This one's a few years old, and I just picked it up on a whim. Vampire Academy. This was really hyped a few years ago, right? I'm sure it's still a lot of people's favorites, this whole series. I don't know. And their show about it, right? I know there's that one show. That's Vampire Diaries. I don't think it's this one. Could be this one. I really don't know. I don't watch Vampire Diaries either. Because I do like The House of Night. I love all Anne Rice books. So I was going to give this a whirl. I don't think when I bought this I was going to give it a whirl. I was like, well, I should just have it. Just have it. I have no intention of ever reading it. So yeah, that was a really hype book I have no interest in reading. Okay, the next one is a series that you probably won't start or won't finish. I'm gonna tick a lot of people off if this actually gets out into the booktube community. Yeah, y'all are gonna come for me. This book. Oh my gosh, if I could go into this book, I don't see how y'all read it. I don't see why so many people love it. I was reading it, and I was like, surely not. Because I wanted to love it. I had hopes for this, because the story, the background story, is different from what was out at the time when it first came out. It's good. It is intriguing. The writing is horrendous. How this got past an editor, I don't know. This is so dumbed down. I could have read it when I was 5 or 6. And it's meant for a high teen audience, right? I could have read it when I was like 5 or 6 and understood every word. And I probably still would have critiqued the grammar. Look, it's making me mad. I'm like squeezing this book. I still would have critiqued the grammar and non-existent punctuation in this book, and I'm like, and y'all wonder why Common Core came to be. I don't care. I'm gonna diss Common Core. Common Core is a piece of crap, because my nieces were in it for a year or 2, and the whole thing was to not let a kid fail. They got the highest grade in a class would be 70, and they would get a 30-point curve so someone would make 100. You get what I'm saying? Okay. How about we don't dumb it down for the teenagers and make them actually read at an intellectual level? Because even though I always had a really high reading level, like at 10, I was reading like 12th grade plus, if not higher, and then like college level all the rest of the time, you know, we had all those AR test crap, whatever. And the focus, I don't get it. The focus is on reading, but I'm like, that Common Core is like all about reading. I'm like, yeah, but when you write something like this, that I was starting to read, I was like, no, it can't be this bad. It can't be this bad. Maybe after a couple pages, maybe it's just because it's in the teenager's voice. Maybe. No. It just kept getting progressively worse. That with each word I was reading, I felt like I was losing a freaking brain cell. Okay? And I might not speak as intelligently as I used to, because I used to have, when I actually read more than I do, or, went to college, I had quite an extensive vocabulary, so long as I'm not suffering from insomnia for days on end and I can't think. But this is horrendous writing. The story was good. The story itself, the theme, the story was original and interesting. I had to skim read this thing just so I could know what happened to it, because I liked the story, but the writing was so just bad. I'm like, how did an editor approve this? Like, I thought about becoming an editor at one time. I actually think I could do it, but I'd have a red marker and every single page would have been rewritten and reworked. Every single sentence, everything. It is horrendously written. And I have heard, and look, I'm just going off on this, I need to stop because it's supposed to be a fun tag. I have heard that the following books got better, but I bought this at Walmart, so I paid like $11 or something for this soft cover one. I can't. Like, the writing in this so turned me off of Cassandra Clare as a writer. I won't read any of her other things. I won't buy anything else from her. Even though people say, oh, the writing got better. I don't care. You let that be your first book. You let that writing be your first work into the mainstream. I don't know if that's her first book ever, but like, you put it out there, you wrote it like that, and it was approved like that, and you're like, if I come across an editor that approved writing like that doesn't have any, like, when I submit it, doesn't have any corrections, I know something's wrong. Something's wrong. I don't know who the editor was that. Okay, off on that one. Let's get off of that one. A classic you're not interested in reading. There's a couple. Like Great Expectations, I don't know if I'll ever read. I tried reading that back when I was like 12 and 13. I didn't really get past the first few pages just because I might have skim read that one. That one just bugged me for some reason. But I might read it one day. This one, I just bought it because I thought I needed it in my collection. Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth. This, I think, was written more geared towards like boys and guys. I'm not saying that to be sexist, but some books just are. Some are geared towards girls, some are geared towards men or guys, and this just seems like, I don't think I would even read like Indiana Jones. This seems like that type of book, which I just don't think I would be interested in. So, not reading that is just a part of my collection. Okay, not that I don't read read Ranger's Apprentice. I love that. That's boy, and that's geared towards guys. Now, a lot of the Weiss and Hickman books, like 50-50. But then you got Juliet Mariller or Trudy Canavan. Those are geared towards women, obviously. And then Stephen King, just horror. Depends whether you're into horror or not. And Dinkins is like sci-fi, mystery, horror bits and everything. And then I'm like, so I'm just saying, it's not my cup of tea. I probably won't ever read that. I know I won't. Henry, any genres you've never read or you never read. I was going to go biographies, but I actually read, like, I like Schindler's List, and then a few diaries, like Anne Frank, Zalta's diary, that Ryan kid who died of AIDS when he was like 13 because of a blood transfusion. So I couldn't put biographies, but that would be like a genre I really don't read. I don't read contemporary biographies. I really don't care. But the other one, I have a whole load of these books though. This is Anne McCafferty's The Rowan. These all takes place in space. So any books about space I'm not into. Even though I love shows like I love Stargate SG-1, I won't ever read a book about space and aliens and stuff like that. And I'm mad at Star Trek and Guardians of the Galaxy, and then there's other ones. Like, but as reading as a genre, no. And I love how it's always sci-fi and fantasy. I read more of the fantasy. Like, Wise and Hickman's fantasy. Juliet Mariller's more fantasy. About the, magician stuff. But the space stuff, now I got a lot of these. If you watched my book tour, from a thrift shop that's donated for free. Like, people donate stuff, and then everything is sold and run by volunteers. It's sold to support the humane animal shelter in the biggest city next to me. So I bought all these. They had all of the series. I don't know, $1 a piece, I guess. So I just bought all of them, and they're just part of my collection because I do love her dragon series. Oh yeah, haven't read them in years, but I remember loving them. Okay, next one is a book, and this is the last one. A book on your shelves you'll probably never actually read. I've got two, besides, the classic over there. This one, I think it's the kids' book. I picked it up at the world's longest yard sale that takes place the first year of August years ago. And I bought it because it was so old. That's the only reason why I bought it. And I could tell it was a classic. And the first, penciled name is December of 1934. Harold Smith wrote his little name in here. And, but anyway, this is Hans Brinker, or The Silver Skates, by Dodge. And this is, the School of Reading. So, but I bought it, I know it's, ripping up here. Old book. But the paper is, just that school. But then, you got these lovely illustrations, and they're protected by onion sheets. See that? And you just go through, and the copyrights say 1865, 1875, 1893, 1896. So I really don't know how old this book is. But look, that is, typefaced. So it's, really old. I don't know if there's any more pictures in here. But I have, no intention to read it. I just bought it because it was really old. It's, $3 to $5, something like that. The next thing I have on my shelves that I will never read. Because what I did was I just randomly flipped to a page, and the first thing I read turned me off. This is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. It's still on my shelves because I am a book hoarder. It takes a lot for me to actually throw away a book or get rid of it. Almost like I have a double copy. But the first little page I flipped through was them emailing about caning. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to read it. I'm just not interested. If we go that far, I'm not interested. And I'm kind of glad, following reviews, following people's opinions. I'm kind of glad I didn't read it. So that is one that I will definitely never read. It might not always be on my shelves either. The other ones will stay. That one, I'm not guaranteeing that it's going to stay on my shelves. But anyway, thank you for watching my little book tag. And sorry, I went off on a few little tangents. But like and subscribe. Toodles.